Siya ang CEO ng isa sa pinakatinatangkilig at pinagkakatiwalaang financial brand sa Pilipinas, ang Cebuana Luwilier. Ang ating money guro na magtuturo ng mga tips sa pag-asenso para ang pera natin ay hindi lang siguro, kung hindi sigurado.
Tulad ng micro-investments, di kailangan maging complicated upang umasenso.
The misconception we need to get over, pay ourselves last. Baliktarin mo. Pay yourself first and then you can spend everything.
Para sa mga young at heart na gustong maging achiever, ang ating money guro, John Henry Luwilier.
Pagsalapi ang usapan may maniguro ka, gagabayan at siguradong tutulungan ka sa usaping gastusin. Tara na tumahon, ito ang panahon, halina't mag-ipon, anumang estado mayroon ka. Basta't maniguro kasama, sigurado ka, pinaghirapang kita para sa'yo at pamilya. Saan ka man magpunta, siguradong future secure ka.
Filipinos will always find new ways to have more income, from adding funds to our savings accounts, dagdag rackets to discovering new ways to invest. Filipinos will never stop para sa dagdag kita, for ourselves, our family, and our children's future. One of the ways is going into micro-investments. What are micro-investments, and is it worth the risk? Today we'll learn about micro-investments and how it's an OMSIM na viable passive income source for Filipinos. We'll be joined by one of the visionaries that's taking the micro-investment space by storm. Join me in welcoming our guest for today, CEO of Atram Group, and all-around Lodi, Mr. Phillip Hagedorn.
Hey John,
How you doing?
pleasure to be here.
Hi, Phillip. Let's get right to it. These days, with the prices skyrocketing, what are things that you can buy for 50 pesos?
For 50 pesos, you can buy stork, I think. Maybe 2 storks. I don't smoke anymore, but maybe 5 cigarettes. I'm not even sure, but not much. There's not much that you can buy for $1.
Now, a karinderya meal on an average costs 70 to 100 pesos. 50 pesos is less than your average price of a meal. There's not a lot of things that you can do for 50 pesos. But there's one thing that I would like to talk about, which might surprise a lot of our people watching our show today. People can actually start investing for 50 pesos. And that 50 pesos can go a long way. Rather than buying stork, cigarettes, or maybe a beer, so it's better to invest. So why is 50 pesos the starting price for micro investments in Atram?
Well, John, I mean, we wish it could be 1 peso, you know. But these investments are regulated. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas watches over these investments. And so we had to work with them to bring that initial cost down from what used to be thousands of pesos. So now the barrier is low, and the way I look at it, the 50 pesos is not, it's the entry point, it's the minimum, but it's the no excuse. Wala na yung excuse na hindi ko na kaya or masyadong mataas yung minimum. Wala nang ganyan.
That's great. You know, the mindset of people sometimes that investing is expensive, investing is difficult. But starting with a small amount of 50 pesos is easy and a great start. And as you said, where would you rather put your 50 pesos rather than consume it or invest it?
For sure, for sure.
So,
I mean, I think,
since this episode is for our Casabuanas, is a micro investment starter pack, how does micro investments work? How is it different from a regular investment?
well, it isn't. It's exactly the same. As a matter of fact, for me, I don't like really the term micro investment kasi parang small yan. It's not for, it doesn't mean that because you don't have a lot of money, you have to micro invest. You have to invest. The beauty about the term of micro investing is now it's accessible. The same products, the same funds that the millionarios will buy, kayang-kaya nyo lahat. It's the same product, the same service that's being bought by people with a lot of money is now accessible to everybody.
So absolutely, we also need to know how much investments, like what does it cost to start a business, opening a store has its risks. We also need to gauge And of course, find a dependable micro investment provider or service we're getting into. But one huge hurdle for us is that Filipinos are still scared and doubtful for investments. Why is there hesitation for Filipinos to enter investing, utilizing micro investments as a tool? And how do we curb this hesitation?
Well, I think the hesitation is, again, perception that you need to have a lot of money to start investing. That is the furthest thing from the truth. No? Many young folks today are seeing what goes on abroad, seeing the opportunities that are available abroad. I think we're one of the largest investors in Bitcoin around the world, from what I understand. The beauty about our country is investment is about time. It's about having as much time as possible. And if you're a 25-year-old, you have all the time in the world to start investing. And that's what you got to do now. The hesitation comes from thinking it's not for you. Real talk lang to. If I have the extra 2,000, sige, ano na lang tayo, magtagaytay. Inuman na lang dyan sa Ridge, di ba? Instead of putting the money in an investment. Bili ako ng Oakley shades na lang, o ganyan, di ba? I mean, which is fun. You gotta do that once in a while. Spend your hard-earned money, but pay yourself first. Di ba? Make ipon, have that box ready, but make that box work for you. That's the lesson, I think, that people need to start to play around with and think about.
Omsip, just for our Filipinos and Casabuanas that are less hesitant, we need to emphasize one good thing, that the barrier to entry is not as high as they feel. Filipinos can get that opportunity to create a passive income. What are the best ways to start investing, and what are the things that you need to know so that our Casabuanas can start?
Well, I think the best ways are to find platforms or places where you can open accounts and invest in. That will help you and guide you along the way. I think there's two traditional ways people think about investing. One is you buy stocks, and the other one is you buy funds. When you buy a stock, you're buying a piece of a company. And today, there are some digital platforms out there that allow you access to these individual stocks. Problem is, somebody has to tell you what stock to buy, what's the good stock. Well, you have to think about that a lot. If you buy a fund, ito parang bus. Sakay sa bus, the bus has a destination, the bus has a bus driver, and what you need to do is make sure the bus you're getting on is the right destination, at yung bus driver magaling. Then you just chill again. Sit on the bus for the passive ride. That's what fund investing is about. And that's, I think, the best way to start. Buy funds. And I think that way you learn about the different markets. Pick a bus. Pick a destination. Pasok ka sa bus. Chill. And go for the ride.
Omsim na omsim yan.
Omsim.
So, much like Atram and Cebuana's partnership in Kanegosyo Center, we not only put out our service, but also make sure that we coach and educate people. And we guide them on their path to financial wellness, especially as starting investors. Our goal as Kanegosyo Center and Atram is to increase financial literacy and financial wellness to our consumers. What are common misconceptions in microinvesting that people need to be aware of?
For me, the biggest hurdle to basic traditional investing has been scams. People that tell you they're investing, and it's not very clear what they're doing. One misconception is because people have seen these scams before, they're skeptical about what these investments are about. You gotta do a bit of homework. Everybody needs to do a bit of homework about where you're gonna be doing your investments. I think that's number one, because if you're not comfortable, then you won't move. It's as simple as that. The second one we've talked about earlier, it's about this misconception that you need a lot of money to invest. And today you don't. The truth of the matter is, a person like Bill Gates started Microsoft in his garage with what would be very little money today for the size of Microsoft. And we have even some stories of the Philippines of entrepreneurs starting businesses with 64,000 pesos that have become multimillionaires. So it's the drive, it's the starting point. It's the will to pay yourself first and then worry about everything else. And that's the misconception we need to get over. Pay ourselves last. Baliktarin mo. Pay yourself first and then you can spend everything.
I can also say that there's a greater safety in micro investments compared to building your own portfolio of individual stocks and bonds. There's less risk. Less risk again because, like you said, sa higa ka lang sa likod, take it easy because you have other experts making those decisions, those hard decisions for yourself. So that's another way. As a token, I'd like to give you a Money Guru watch. You're on time a lot of the time anyway, so just to be sure, here's a Money Guru watch and you really deserve one.
Cool. Super appreciate it. Thank you.
Kayo mga Cebuana, have you ever tried micro-investing? If so, what have you experienced? Comment down below and get a chance to win an exclusive Money Guru watch.
Omsim na omsim.
Thought of the day, sabi ng isang sikat na investor na si John Bogle, simplicity is the master key to financial success. The path to wealth doesn't need to be complex or convoluted. Tulad ng micro-investments, di kailangan maging complicated upang umasenso. Omsim na omsim, yan mga lods. Huwag kalimutan, mag-like and share for more finance tips on how to be rich. Tutok lang palagi. Money Guru, dito sa Money Guru.
Pagsalapi ang usapan, may Money Guru ka. Gagabayan at siguradong tutulungan ka sa usaping gastusin. Para na tumahon, ito ang panahon. Halina't mag-ipon, anumang estado meron ka. Basta't money